Alright, now that we've watched Smash 4 and Brawl Finals, we get to watch this fun little video that you guys have probably already watched or constantly see and you recommend it because you consume Smash content, don't you, Squidward? We're watching the character that's only top tier for one stock. Obviously, we're talking about Zero Suit Samus. You know why? Because in Brawl, Zero Suit had, she had the armor pieces. Now, this guy does a very good job at explaining why the armor pieces were such a broken thing to have. And it also skewed a lot of her matchups and stuff. So, yeah. This guy's really smart with Brawl.
Every character in Brawl and Smash in general follows one particular unspoken rule. The rule is such: all of their abilities are consistent across every stock. Future games introduce combat mechanics, gimmicks like Terry Bogard's Go Meter or Cloud's Limit Break. Characters can draw items like Peach's Turnips. But these are mechanics or abilities that will reliably be available for every single stock. Sure, you might not get a Stitch face every time, but there's nothing stopping you from pulling turnips between stocks to try. You might lose a stock early as Terry, but the potential to access his Go Meter attacks is there for every stock. This makes Brawl Zero Suit Samus a special,
Snowy with the raid.
that has never quite been replicated since. Why is that, you ask? Well, Zero Suit Samus starts the game with 3 powerful items that, once despawned, do not come back. So why does she spawn in with them in the first place? And why don't they come back? To my own...
What were the pieces?
So why...
Is it just... Oh, a shoulder piece, an arm piece, and a cannon. Just one of her arms fall off, and you get to use it as weapons. It goes kind of hard.
Powerful items that, once despawned, do not come back. So why does she spawn in with them in the first place? And why don't they come back? To my own surprise, the answer to that is actually a little bit complicated. To start, people oftentimes mention the popular characters that can transform. Sheik and Zelda being the most famous, obviously, but I've talked about Pokemon Trainer in the past, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has Pyramithra. But in Brawl, specifically, you'll notice that Sheik and Zelda's portrait says Zelda/Sheik, and Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard are all grouped up as Pokemon Trainer, revealing the individual Pokemon as you hover the character's portrait. But Zero Suit Samus is nowhere to be seen. In fact,
and she should stay that way. Get this whack-ass character out of here.
She's not even a visibly playable character at all, which is odd because Zero Suit Samus technically sort of also lands in that same ballpark, except only in casual play. Despite being a fully fleshed out individual character in Brawl, her existence outside of the Subspace Emissary or Brawl's single player or co-op adventure mode seems to be more between an Easter egg and a full character. You could unlock 10 of the 14 unlockable characters minus Jigglypuff, Toon Link, Sonic, and Wolf, but for unrelated, delayed video game development reasons by fighting their shadow versions in the Subspace Emissary.
Can they bring back the Sheik Zelda switching, please? Okay, but you lose Bouncing Fish, so honestly, just make it taunt at this point. Hold on, what's that? Ooh, you're not subscribed to the channel. Ooh, you poor thing. Ooh.
Or having them join your team. But despite, like I said, Zero Suit Samus not even being visible on the character select screen, she is never unlocked at all in this way, nor does the game tell you how to start as her in a regular match, even after
Sheik side B does nothing. Incorrect opinion. Gravity Grenade is a good move.
Beating Subspace. You can even see on the final roster after beating Subspace, she's not present. Remember how I said she was technically sort of classified as a transformation character? As a casual player outside of the Subspace Emissary,
I did see Zard up there also. What's up, Don?
You get to play as Zero Suit Samus in a match, unless you were a frequent visitor of
You wouldn't say it's good?
Dojo,
you don't use it enough.
Official Brawl website, and also the only official
Ain't no way we're talking about.
mentions how to play as ZSS
I thought we were talking about Smash
Flash, and that's using regular Samus's final smash, which melts all of her armor off, and then forces you to play as ZSS.
So I'm sure he talks about it, but there is one way you can go from Samus to Zero Suit Samus without using a final smash ball, and you have to mash up and down on your taunts, and then she just like crumples apart and goes to Zero Suit. I remember when I was like a little 13-year-old playing competitive Brawl, I was like, I'm gonna make sure my Samus is really good so that I can play the first stock with Samus, and then when I take the first stock, I'll switch to Zero Suit Samus. And then I did it, and then as soon as the match started, somebody, like, I did that, and then somebody just threw all my armor pieces off, and I was like, okay, well, that sucked.
You can also force regular Samus to turn into ZSS by mashing up and down taunt in very quick succession on the D-pad, where when done correctly, she'll kneel down and turn into ZSS on the spot. Like I said, this is never mentioned in-game, only on the official website. That being said, there are little hints hidden around Brawl that suggest she maybe wasn't intended to be part of the regular roster, such as upon spawning into the match this way as ZSS, her intro animation is the exact same as the animation she does after finishing regular Samus's final smash. They probably used this specific animation as her entrance animation because it was already used to load ZSS into the game when playing as Samus, and was therefore less work than creating new animations and then programming them in.
I'm pretty sure it also took longer for the game to boot up, like to get into the match if you played Zero Suit for that reason, because they have to load the character.
Instances in single player where the entrance animations are bypassed, she unsurprisingly doesn't spawn in with the armor pieces. If you're playing on Pokemon Stadium, the Jumbotron in the background will only show the name Samus, and never Zero Suit Samus. It'll even change to say Squirtle, Ivysaur, or Charizard instead of just Pokemon Trainer, but only ever Samus. And then back again on the official Brawl website, it mentions getting Zero Suit's final smash, which re-equips her power suit.
Why are we
as
talking about
a
this?
relief,
Why is he talking
which
about this?
sort of implies that ZSS was meant to be a gimmick in and of herself, a fodder character only located between two final smashes. Lastly, even the Brawl manual suggests that her final smashes
Brawl
are
load times were so trolled. Dude, you'd just like be staring at like the ready screen. It would be so funny.
Intended way to switch between the two. As I mentioned briefly earlier, at her feet there are three
I mean, she has
armor
heals in
pieces.
this one.
Since she loads into the match the same
She's
way
always
she
had
loads
heals.
in after using her final smash, she'll keep the pieces.
She got the jet heals in 4 though.
But there's a catch. Once they despawn in a competitive match, they're gone for good. Like I said, ZSS can only turn back into regular Samus with a Smash Ball. In competitive Brawl, items are off. There are no Smash Balls. That would give her back her power suit, which then she could remove again by doing the up and down taunt mashing or getting another Smash Ball, giving her the items back over and over again, but you can't do all that in a competitive tournament match. These items give Zero Suit Samus an absurd advantage at the start of the match, making her very briefly close to on par with Meta Knight, which I
Not true at all.
understand sounds insane, but you have to understand how powerful
She's
these
never been that
items
good.
are. Each time it hits you, it does between 9 and 11%, and they have one of the highest knockback variables on an item in the game, and absolutely have the potential to kill at low percent off stage. The way that items work in Smash is that the longer they are active and moving, or more accurately not sitting stationary on the ground, the longer they are able to stay in without despawning. In simple terms, most items, like the armor pieces, cannot despawn while in motion.
That was kind of a sick mechanic. Like as he just showed, like if you leave the pieces on the floor for too long, they'll just straight up despawn. But you have to like juggle the pieces to keep them alive.
Which makes the very start of the match against ZSS a completely different game compared to when they finally despawn. The most common tactic for the start of the match is for Zero Suit Samus, who is stationed across the stage from you, to pick up the pieces and throw 1 or 2 up into the air or down towards the ground, which makes them bounce upwards and staggers their airtime a bit. These pieces continue to bounce after landing and have their strong hitbox active the entire time.
That is so sick.
Making them a deceptively powerful tool in stuffing
It's
approaches.
the sickest
or taking
character in the
space.
game. What's up, Lizzie?
Against some characters, maybe one with a reflector or the speed of Meta Knight, it's reasonable to throw 2 of the pieces off the stage because your opponent can use them against you. But this is not the whole shtick. There's a movement option, not exclusive to, but certainly
I wasn't a coward, dude. If I ever had to play like a Falco or something, I would keep all my pieces on stage. If you have a reflector, I don't care. I don't care. I want all the pieces.
the most present in Brawl that makes these suit pieces somehow even more busted. The technique is called the glide toss.
Whoa! Bring it back!
Every character in the game, except Yoshi with his wacky-ass shield, can technically do this, but different characters have different friction variables on the ground. All you need to do in order to glide toss is pick up an item, roll, and then within a 5-frame window after your roll, throw with the item. That's it. I promise you, you can pick up a controller right now and get it within your first 3 tries. The result of those inputs is that your character cancels the roll in order to throw the item. But since you already started the roll, the movement variable is still activated, so you still move in that direction. Zero Suit Samus's glide toss
Yoshi
is
needed to be worse than
coincidentally
Brawl.
really good. And
Yeah.
since you can toss items in any direction with a glide toss, not just in front of you, while also being actionable right after the throwing animation is done, there are tons of approach options, mix-ups, edge guard, shield pressure, and general witchcraft that you can perform while in possession of these armor suit pieces. Zero Suit Samus's ability to manage all three pieces is imperative to the rest of the match. As I can't state this enough, this is a massive advantage early on, and has the potential to put you very far in the lead. We're talking potential to get 1 or 2 full stocks ahead right off the bat. This character isn't very popular, however, for multiple reasons that I'll get into, but essentially everything boils down to she is difficult to play. Like most characters in Brawl, she had some small quirks. For example, players would have to use a technique called pivot rolling, because her forward roll was almost twice as—
Dude, what he's about to explain is actually still true about Zero Suit, where her back roll is so bad.
Fast as her awful backwards roll. By, well, pivoting before rolling, you could pivot roll and substitute her backwards roll for the forwards roll. But I'm not here to focus on small stuff like this. She's 9th on the tier list, which is impressive, but she's only really good in the air, and therefore her ground game leaves much to be desired. She has a very fast jab, Plasma Whip is a good spacing tool, Neutral B is an okay pressure tool, and her Paralyzer Shot is quick and great to start combos or call out an approach. In Brawl, Zero Suit Samus's down smash stuns them long enough for you to do 2 in a row, with enough time afterwards to land a forward air for almost 40%, which in Brawl is an absurd amount of damage for one opening. But most of these tools are used alongside certain aerials like back or neutral air to play neutral until you see an opening that you can exploit. This is where ZSS starts to shine. Her advantage state, her punish game, and the armor pieces allow her way more options to streamline this entire process. After getting them off stage or into the air, her aerial kit actually resembles a swordy archetype, or someone like Marth or Ike with strong, disjointed hitboxes, in terms of how each attack is implemented. Her up air is an extremely fast juggle option, complemented perfectly by her fantastic ground speed and vertical jump speed.
This dude just explained how her aerials make her like a sword character, and then explained how her up air was a combo tool and very fast. Extremely unlike all sword characters, right?
Or someone like Mark or Ike with strong jump speed. It is very hard for lots of characters to land against ZSS, as this option is fast as lightning, with a stupid disjointed hitbox.
She needs it.
ZSS up air is one of the best moves in the entire game. It deals 10% or 7% on Sour Spot, combos into itself, is her best out of shield option, effortlessly auto cancels, kills off the top on low ceilings, and according to the Smashboard ZSS guide from 2009, it cures cancer. Her forward air and back air will take up lots of space and KO off stage early, and her better than average recovery options allow her to make it back to the stage after hunting her opponent down. Not to mention Zero Suit Samus's back allow her to make it back to the stage after hunting her opponent down. Not to mention Zero Suit Samus's back air is so disjointed it beats out Marth's forward air. So you can see why using the armor pieces to force your opponent into situations like that is a luxury you won't have later in the match after they despawn, effectively making her a top tier character, but only for about 1 stock. It's likely that they just wanted to do something interesting and creative, and although I've explored some interesting and creative stuff in Brawl that absolutely did not pan out, I will reiterate one idea. It's something cool that Zero Suit Samus exists at all, whether you found out she was in the game from her subspace section, or if you're more like at all. Whether you found out
she's a little backhand, I like that.
She was in the game from her subspace section, or if you're more like me and grew up with Metroid Zero Mission as one of your first ever video games. Metroid Zero Mission! And then found out Zero Suit Samus was in Brawl from using final smashes against your childhood best friends. Either way, it was a magical moment. But regardless, ZSS is an interesting competitive character, a lopsided one that's top tier at the start of the match, but a mid tier by the end. It's a beautiful time capsule of a time period when Smash's competitive scene was still small enough for Nintendo to try and stomp out the flames, where it was okay for them to cut corners, because realistically from a casual perspective, there's really no reason why anyone would complain about her being implemented in this way. Thanks for watching, and for the support. With the last video, we hit 50k subs. Half a YouTube plaque in only 3 months is a crazy—
Look at that, guys. Go subscribe to Brawlternative channel. Makes a lot of good educational content. I know you guys like reminiscing on Brawl, so go ahead, check his Yeah, okay, I want to show you guys a Brawl video that I remember. It's a funny one. Here we go. You guys are gonna see Dash Tag be goated. Did he just throw 2 pieces away? This dude sucks. Bro just hates armor pieces. What the heck? The whole point of that video was armor pieces, and he's already thrown them all away. Oh my god, he almost died. I want to do the dash attack thing with the up tilt works. This character's sick, dude. What is he doing? Full nooch, baby. The most active hitbox ever. Try to air dodge landing down smash. DK was a cheese lord character. How are you still alive? Fair 2 keeps missing. Ah, typical. So normal to me, I didn't even realize it. That ass getup goes so far. DK had one of the best getup attacks for that reason. You guys see that platform cancel from the Zero Suit? Little sick. Now this character is a swordy. Look how hitting people is just pointless, dude. Lit getup attack. So fast, covers so much range. What the heck? Ting Dong is a marginal buff. Actually, yeah, it is kind of like Min Min Dash Attack, Abe. Honestly, it's probably better than Min Min Dash Attack. Sick. Genius. The biggest Nick Riddle fan. Oh, absolutely. Look at this. Bring that back, bro. Look at this. It's like 9% each throw. Dude, he's at 70. He hit like 2 combos. Oh, Zero Suit's so bad now. Also, the fourth throw just looks cooler than a little boot. Oh, the trip? Actually hella grimy for capitalizing on a trip. Woo! Oh. Hubby. Nah, Zero Suit's still ass. Never mind. Dude, that wasn't even a full punch. Dude, he's just throwing him away. Why? He's just spamming the get up attack. No! Armor piece! I feel like you just gotta use the armor pieces against her, man. She doesn't have a reflector, it's fine. He didn't do get up. Oh, because he's past 100, it's pointless now. What a funny game, Brawl. Maybe DK was goated with the items. He might have just been, man. Dude, if I did that side B, I would die immediately. Would you pick boost kick plus usable F smash or this up B? Dude, I would want this up B. It's way more cool and fun. Damn. What's up, Tar? It's the ugliest little get up attack. Oh, here we go! Dude, you got 50 off a grab. I could never. Dash attack, up air. Oh! Take me back, take me back. Nice. Down throw F tilt. That was punish to DK combo. That reverse hitbox of back air. Oh, Zero Suit side B not working. Back air sending the opposite direction. Now this is the game I love. What's up, Tweak? DK F tilt has so much more oomph. Big fan. Dalek is down throw. It just combos for some reason. No way, he's dead. Okay. I'm so mad, dude. I like this combo so much, and I just watched him get scammed. I wish he had lost for that. He still might. Brawl sound design in general is peak. No, it's not. I think alt is peak design. No cap. Best get up attack NA. He's gotten hit by like every single one. Let me see this down throw F tilt. Let me feel it. Dude, you can literally see his foot expand in size when he back airs. Oh no, rising air dodge? Is this Smash 4 now? Got a little bit of everything going on here. Worst forward smash in the is this the worst forward smash in the history of forward smashes, chat? Which one's worse? I don't think there's a single forward smash in the world, in the entirety of Smash, that's this bad. She just with the gun. At least it connects. I guess, man. Let me feel that F tilt one more time. It truly feels like a backhand. Uh-oh. Oh. Do you remember the time you tripped and lost like 50 damage? Chat, what the? Jab grab? Is that a drab? You must stop him from charging. It's your lose condition. Oh. Outplayed. I'm sorry, what? Why did the laser go to the right? Huh? One more time. I don't get it. Did he shield? It must have bounced off shield, yeah. Because that wasn't a perfect shield either. Oh, the stankiest of legs. Dumbass. Just kill him, please. Why is he alive? Oh! Big monkey punch. Nah. The stanky leg dash attack. Ah! He's still alive. Okay. Nah, ZSS is ass. Bro, he just can't do armor pieces. He's just not with it. Zero Suit did have some insane kill power in this game. I'd miss it. Oh! Oh, dude, follow up, you idiot, dude. I'm getting mad, and this happened like 8 years ago. Maybe longer. Jukes. I hate how landing air dodge is the best. Ooh. Little something, something. Oh, ledge cancels raw. Raw. You aerial to stop momentum, then you up your right away. I didn't know about momentum canceling. I've heard of the bucket stall. I don't think I've ever actually seen it. Why does DK look like a tragic character? He's not. He's like, I don't know. He was playable in this game. He wasn't great, but he was playable. He was like a real character. He wasn't like super cheesy like he is in like every other iteration of the game. Bring back non-cheesy heavies. It'll never happen. Platform fighters as a whole has just plagued the archetype. They will never be solid heavies unless they're like Snake or something, but when people say heavies, they generally mean to say big bodies. Dude, the grounded down feels so disrespectful in this game. Look how good that stream was. Please go back. I know which one you're talking about. We'll talk about it. Let me see it. Down B sets up on the platform. Up tilt covers no tech. And maybe he can cover more if it does tech. Air dodge covered with the weak nair into the true combo up B. It went quite hard for a mere 43. He's still f***ing him up too. Well, I forget the way it worked, but DK, he had the best and the worst shield. I think the way it worked is if it was behind him, it was the worst shield in the game, but if it was in front of him, it was the best shield in the game. I think that's how it worked. Oh, you're not dead, are you? Okay. Spew. What the f? Down B. Oh, you're not dead. Down B. Oh, he did the boost. Oh, zero suit recovery, so raw, dude. That recovery was also really good to not preemptively do that down B. I don't remember if it had iframes in this game. Damn. Overcomplicated your recovery. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I love Brawl!